on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning. Oh, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back. Moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. I've been trying.
Yeah, this is my life, my strife, my right to fight.
Yeah, Shay's got the old one.
And this is my
fun.
game to play, to claim a brand new
confused.
name.
I'll figure it out then. I got it.
You.
Yeah.
I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up.
Thanks, Bob.
But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
I get it. I'm scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life. Whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night. Oh, and we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything?
Yeah.
What you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
See that Titans 1-8? They suck. See that Saints 2-8? See the Packers drop from first to third place? Oh, good Lord. And now, Mike's thoughts. Look, I gotta say this. I gotta say it from the chest, and everybody wants to hear the same thing. We all are getting real sick and tired of athletes having to apologize for having a little bit of fun. Just a little bit of fun. I'm sorry, shut up! Amon-Ra St. Brown hits his touchdown stance, points up to the stands, and suddenly people start clutching the pearls that they can see into the world. Come on, man. It's just a little bit of Trump dance, baby. Now, he didn't say anything controversial. He didn't do anything disrespectful with his body, a little bit of traffic punch. Nope, he didn't do any of that. He just danced. That's it. Dude scored, got hyped, did a move that's been all over social media for months. It was the Trump dance, right? And nobody bats an eye. If it's the Biden bop, people laugh. If it's the Obama dance, people laugh. If it's anything but Trump, people are celebrating it. But because it's called the Trump dance, suddenly it's chaos. And then suddenly we got to write written apologies. Suddenly we got to go on their podcast and apologize. Miss me with that nonsense. Amon-Ra out here saying, if any president was at the game, I would have done it. And I believe him. The man was vibing. He's a showman. At the end of the day, he brings energy, and that's what fans pay for. It's entertainment. Simple. It's entertainment. Since when did a touchdown celebration turn into a political protest conference? And let's not act like it's something new. NFL fans have been crying about celebrations ever since T.O. pulled out the Sharpie. But the league needs to personalize. The league needs personalities. The league exists, but you know what? The league needs a spark. The league needs guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown. The league needs guys like St. Brown to keep it fresh, fun, and unpredictable. So to all the people that are offended by this touchdown dance, lighten up. Go outside and touch some freaking grass. And remember, at the end of the day, it's football. These guys have worked their asses off to get into the end zone. That guy didn't endorse anything. The guy didn't endorse anybody. He didn't make a statement. He didn't make a protest. He danced. And he balled out doing it. Amon-Ra, don't be sorry, my man. Do not be sorry. Keep being you. Keep celebrating. Keep making the game fun. Because honestly, the only people that should be mad are the Commander fans who watched him torch their defense. Cue that intro. Oopsie, my bad, guys. My bad. Where's my mouse?
Are you ready for the best damn radio show on the planet?
Man Hour Nation, rise up.
You know on the beat every time, no. I would like to personally welcome you to Man Hour After Dark. Say that thing. Why I bring you the host, Mike, Buck, and Cone. You know who comes to the sports talk than what you about to hear right here. I second that.
Go. You know that it's us when we talking about sports. Giving you facts on the field to the core. Tune in, we need the support. 1 hour too short, then listen some more. On all your stations, not dropping no music. Starts like Adidas, but Nike just do it. Down 4 on the 4th, we go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs, you know what's going on. Man, now we're out the dark, no LA, we the big spark. No 4th and inches won't cut short. Got the best talking, it's all sports. Buzzing more than buzzer beaters. We coming live, all 3 speaks go. We go for the win. Michael 2 seconds, we taking it in. Buck, Mike, and Combs.
What is up, Man Hour Nation? Welcome to Man Hour NFL Talk, guys. Your go-to spot for live, raw, uncut NFL talk. Before we jump into today's action, guys, over to manhourradio.com. That's where you can find all the exclusive merchandise, check out the fresh blogs, and everything that's happening with the Man Hour show. So, guys, if you're rocking the Man Hour, that is a spot to do it. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, hit the share button, and remember to subscribe as well so you never miss a live interactive show. That is the easiest way to stay plugged into us. But if you want the full Man Hour experience, become a Pigskin Plenty, guys. There's our members-only community where you get free entry into the weekly NFL pick'ems, giveaways, exclusive merchandise, and of course, only bonus live streams that our Pigskin Plenty get. So if you want that next level access, guys, join the squad today. And remember, this is a live interactive show. So drop your thoughts, your opinions, and your hot takes down below because I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, Mr. Blue Montez. What is up, man? Blue Montez watching over here on the YouTube Shorts side of things. So, guys, if you want to be like Blue Montez, hit the comments. Hit the comments down there and talk your shit. Man, my camera's all loosey-goosey today. I tried to do a little something different, but bada bing, bada boom. It is what it is. But, guys, we got an exciting show for you lined up today. But without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it. And let's talk about the real MVP. Let's talk about the MVP himself. Stop it, baby. Can we please stop with this Drake Maye MVP hype? Can we please stop with the New England Patriots Super Bowl champions? Can we please put some respect on the rest of the NFL? Because quite frankly, guys, the New England Patriots are overhyped. They're overrated. And quite frankly, Drake Maye is just not that good. And before we jump into today's guys show, I got to get a little something off my chest before this Thursday night matchup between the New England Patriots and the New York Football Jets. I am so sick and tired of this Drake Maye MVP talk. I am sick and tired of it. Yes, the Patriots have been winning games. Yes, they're technically in the playoff mix. But if we're being honest, this whole Drake Maye MVP narrative is nothing but smoke and mirrors. It's nothing but smoke and hype. It's all about overreacting to them playing some bad-ass teams. Guys, let's start with the facts when you start talking about Drake Maye MVP. Yes, he has been fine. Yes, he does put out average numbers. He has not been great. He has not been elite. He has just been strictly just fine. Now, he is completing 71.7% of his passes and has a 19-5 touchdown to interception ratio. He is on pace for 4,300 yards, right? It sounds solid. It sounds great, but the people out here are conveniently forgetting to mention Drake Maye hasn't thrown for 300 yards yet in a single game this season. Drake Maye has yet to play a real complete football game. Drake Maye has been playing bottom of the barrel teams, and he's still not producing 300-yard games. Not once so far this season. And matter of fact, guys, he's been sacked 35 times so far this season. 35 times, which tells me he's either holding on the ball for way too long or he's struggling to read pressure. And on the ground, he does have 250 yards rushing, but that's nothing special. This is supposed to be an MVP level dual threat quarterback. Come on. This is not even MVP level production. This is not even middle of the road production. Yes, he has been consistent, sure, but he has not been special. Matter of fact, the New England Patriots as a whole have not been special. Now look, their schedule, let's talk about their schedule. Because look who is Drake Maye and the New England Patriots have actually beaten. Yes, they did take down the Buffalo Bills. A highly overhyped Buffalo Bills team. Let's just be flat out honest. Everybody and their dog, 17-0, 17-0, 17-0. Truth be told, the Buffalo Bills need to get punched in the mouth. They're a middle of the AFC team. And the Buccaneers. Yes, the Buccaneers on paper sound great, but right now they're dealing with a lot of injuries, baby. Now, you can put the Buffalo Bills and the Buccaneers as solid wins. I will give them that. But beyond that, they have lined up with nothing but mid-level and struggling teams. The Dolphins, the Dolphins are trash. The Panthers, trash. The Saints, trash. The Titans, trash. The Browns, trash. The Falcons, trash. That is exactly not a Murder Row competition. You can rack up these nice stats against those teams, but when it comes to facing top-tier defenses, Maye has looked human. Matter of fact, Maye has looked below average. Against the Eagles earlier this season, he didn't look sharp. Against Cleveland, he looked flat-out flat. And Thursday night, when he walks into his matchup against the New York Jets defense that's finally starting to figure things out, he might look a little bit shaky, baby. A little bit shaky, because let's just be honest, the Jets defense is heating up. Do not let the Jets record fool you. The New York Jets defense is playing inspired football right now. Even without Sauce Gardner, even without Quentin Williams, both traded to other teams, the greener pressures. Last week against the Cleveland Browns, they only gave up 120 yards passing yards. 120-yard passing yards, that's their lowest of the season, and they recorded 6 sacks. Now, granted, it is against Gil and Gabriel and the Cleveland Browns, but you know what? It is what it is, because Will McDonald, the fourth, had 4 of them. The fourth had 4. And he's been absolutely relentless off the edge. He'll be matched up against the Patriots rookie left tackle Will Campbell, who has been a little up and down this season. A little bit of Mamba, a little bit of roller coaster action now, guys. And that's going to be a real test for Drake Maye and this New England Patriots offense. If the Jets bring that same heat against they did against the Cleveland, this MVP candidate he will be running for his life the whole freaking game. 35 sacks might be 42 by the end of this game. Guys, let's keep it real. The Patriots' real MVP, Travion Henderson. The real MVP of the AFC East, Travion Henderson. The true different nature for the New England Patriots has not been Drake Maye. It's been Travion Henderson. Let me put the name out there again. Travion Henderson. This kid has been electric. Against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, guys, he ripped off 2 huge touchdowns runs. One for 55 yards, another for 69 yards. 69. And it sealed the game. He finished the day with 147 yards rushing on just 14 carries. And now he leads the Patriots in total scrimmage yards with 564 while averaging 5.3 yards per carry. When the Patriots need a spark, it's Henderson who gives it to him, not Drake Maye. Not Drake Maye. The Patriots are winning because of balanced, timely defense and explosive runs, not because some quarterback's putting up MVP caliber numbers. Now, here's what I expect on Thursday Night Football. The Patriots will try to keep doing what they've been doing and what's been working. That's running the ball. Leaning on their defense and asking Drake Maye to be a game manager and play it safe. The Jets, meanwhile, are going to be bringing pressure, trying to force turnovers and make Drake Maye feel uncomfortable. And if they succeed, that MVP hype train is going to derail hella fast, baby. Because here's the truth. Maye has been good. He's been. And he's been carried by the system all around him. He's got a creative play caller in Josh McDaniels, a defense that balls at that bails him out, and a running game that takes the pressure off of him. That's not an MVP resume. That's a solid young quarterback on a team that's playing well. There's a big difference. Now, guys, Drake Maye's a nice story, but he's not an MVP. He's not even close. He hasn't thrown for 300 yards. He's been sacked 35 times, and his best highlights come for handing the ball up to Travion Henderson. The Patriots are good, not because of Drake Maye, but they are good. So let's cool off with this MVP talk and see even if he can handle the Jets pass rush on Thursday Night Football tomorrow. But man, our nation. Let me ask you this question, guys. Do you guys think Drake Maye is truly an MVP candidate? Or is this the media, the 4-letter network, just trying to create another storyline for New England? Guys, subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/Man Hour. Now, join the conversation, guys, because this is a live interactive show. Let's see what you guys are talking about. My man Sean Rodin's in the chat. Says their schedule weak to start out. Their schedule has been a gravy train, baby. Matter of fact, I heard a stat about 2 weeks ago. I believe it was on the NFL Good Morning show with Manti Te'o and the one girl. It's not very good, but I digress. At that time, there were 9 teams that have 1 or 2 wins, and 8 of them were on the New England Patriots schedule, meaning the Saints, the Titans, meaning the Browns, the Dolphins, of course, the Dolphins twice, the Jets at the time, they're 7, and who else am I missing? Like, they have a easy-ass schedule. Now, don't get it twisted. They don't make their schedule. They play who is in front of them. I get all those narratives. I get it. I understand. I comprehend what you guys are saying. But at the end of the day, baby, y'all need to slow it freaking down. Because, for one, you're in the AFC East. Jets suck. Dolphins suck. And the Buffalo Bills are mediocre, Alpha Rob. Somebody put that Amber Alert out for Rob. He's still MIA. I figured after the Kansas City Chiefs win, he'll be here. Or yeah, but. Now, I get it. Drake May's a feel-good story. Second-year quarterback, new head coach, new system, whatever. Yeah, but slow it down, baby. Let the man breathe a little bit. Let him breathe. So did the Dolphins. What are you talking about, Sean? The Dolphins did what? The Dolphins beat the Buffalo Bills? Because that did happen. Since that did happen, Alpha Rom has been definitely MIA. Matter of fact, somebody better go to Alpha Rob's house and check him out. Like, legit, Alpha Rob, are you okay, dog? I'm just kidding. But guys, can we please stop this hype train for MVP Drake May? Because it's sickening. It's tiring. It's overplayed. I can think of 3 or 4 or 5 players right now that deserve it more than Drake May. Jonathan Taylor, Baker Mayfield, Dak Prescott, Jared Goff. Matter of fact, let's put Mac Jones in that conversation. Where would the 49ers be without Mac Jones right now? You can put Daniel Jones up there. You can even put Patrick Mahomes. I know Patrick Mahomes isn't putting up the stats, but where would the Chiefs be without Patrick Mahomes? That is a true level of the MVP. Where would that team be without said player? My man Shay was filling in for me last night here on the Men Hour, and he's like, Jonathan Taylor's MVP. And he's exactly right. Where would the Colts be without Jonathan Taylor? The truth of the matter is the Patriots would still probably be 8-2, maybe 7-3 without Drake May. You put in Justin Fields in there. You put in Russell Wilson, who God even know who their backup quarterback is. Let's flash back to the 90s. Put Matt Castle in there for all I care. Still bitter about Matt Castle trade. They would still be 7-3. They would still be riding the wave. So stop it with this MVP talk. It's a good story. It's fun to talk about, but Patriots fans, you need to slow it down, baby. But Man Hour Nation, I hate to do this to you. I mean, I really, truly do hate to do this to you, but I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. And oh, by the way, I told you so. Because last week I came out on the show on cold, hard facts and told you that A.J. Brown and the Philadelphia Eagles were heading toward a split at the end of the season. And everyone, and I mean everyone, laughed at me. They called me crazy. They called me delusional. They called me wishing for the downfall of the Philadelphia Eagles. He's too valuable. He's this as a shut up. Well, guess what? It's all starting to boil over, baby. And everything that I said is going to happen right in front of our eyes is already starting happening right in front of our eyes. So let's start off with the whole thing of what's going on, right? A video popped off this week of a streamer, Jank on Rondo, playing Madden. Off camera, you heard someone, reportedly AJ Brown, being asked if everything was going well. Meaning, hey, AJ Brown, how you doing, man? Is everything going okay? And he responded, I mean, no, man. Where have you been? Family is good. Everything else? No. It's a shit show, man. And now AJ Brown never appears on camera, but it doesn't take a genius to figure out what's going on. This is not the first time he has voiced his frustration. He's been taking subtle shots on social media, posting cryptic messages, and making it very, very clear that he's not happy in Philadelphia. And this week, it has finally spilled out and into the open. Guys, let's just be flat and honest here. If we're going to keep it 100, let's keep it 100. A.J. Brown has every reason to be frustrated. He does. He has every reason to be frustrated. This guy who came into the season as one of the top receivers in the NFL, but through 8 games, he's seen with 31 catches, 408 yards, and 3 touchdowns. He's on pace for 867 yards. That is great for a average wide receiver. That is great for a sub-tier wide receiver, but this marks his lowest mark since his rookie season. Guys, A.J. Brown is an habitual 1,000-yard receiver, not 800. And then on Monday's ugly-ass win over the Green Bay Packers. Sorry, your Packers do suck. 10-7 win over the Packers. He was only targeted 3 times. He got thrown to 3 times. 2 catches, 13 yards. That is it. A player of his caliber, a top 5 wide receiver when he's locked in, that's unacceptable. And it's not the first time this offense has gone cold when not getting him the ball. You can't call him that. You can't tell me that a receiver like A.J. Brown suddenly becomes an afterthought in an offense by accident. Something deeper is going on here. There's some baby mama drama. Something's going on. And head coach Nick Sirianni was asked about all this. And of course, he's going to give the PC company answer. He is going to give the politically correct answer. He's not going to rock any boats, but he said it is not a distraction. He said it's business as usual. Come on, Nick. Nobody's fucking buying that. When your star receiver's out here calling a situation a shit show and publicly airing frustration, that's not business as usual. That is a problem. That is a big problem. And here's where I told you guys is coming from. This has been building for months. Matter of fact, it's been building since last season. Last season, he was on the sideline blow up between A.J. Brown and even Jalen Hurts. This year, the offense has shifted. They've gone more conservative. They're leaning on Devontae Smith, and Brown's targets have plummeted. You can feel the tension every week. And even when Nick Sirianni sounds fed up, he's saying he's close to being done answering these questions. That's not a man in control. That's a man trying to hold on the locker room together. That is a man trying to smooth over the situation. That is a man that knows the writing is on the wall and he can't hide it anymore. Guys, the simple truth is this. Buckle up, open your ears. A.J. Brown and the Philadelphia Eagles are heading for a breakup. When your star receiver, who is frustrated, not getting the ball, and making noise publicly, it's only a matter of time. The Eagles can say all they want about how valuable he is. They can say all he wants about we're not trading him. He can say all he wants about he's the Philadelphia Eagle for life. But value only matters when both sides are happy. You don't come out here and call situations you don't come out here and call your situation a mess unless you already checked out mentally. Let's just be flat and honest. Now, I know Howie Roseman said A.J. Brown is too valuable to trade. But guess what? That same line team always used before they move on. We've heard it with Devontae Adams. We've heard it with Tyreek Hill. We've heard it with T.O. We've heard it with Jerry Rice. And we'll hear it again when the situation blows up after the season because it's coming. The blow up is coming. You don't pass this kind of tension mid-season. You just ride it out. Finish the year and quietly find a trade partner in the offseason. Let's not sugarcoat this, guys. The Eagles are 7-2. This offense doesn't look right. They've been struggling to find rhythm. They are not explosive as they used to be, and now their best receiver is publicly unhappy. You can talk about winning cures everything, right, Buck? But when your star feels disrespected and frozen out of the game plan, it pisses him off. That separates the whole entire room. This isn't a locker room issue anymore. This is a relationship issue. And once the trust is broken between a player and a coaching staff, it rarely, matter of fact, it never gets fixed. Guys, this A.J. Brown situation is exactly what I told you it would be. It's boiling over, and the cold hard facts from last week are going to repeat it again. The A.J. Brown, the Eagles are done. They're separated. The signs are all there. The lack of targets, the sideline frustration, the public comments, and now head coach trying to downplay everything. I hate to say it, but I told you so. So all you people that are laughing at me, all the people like, oh, Buck, you're full of shit. You're something for the devil. Shut up! Because you know I was right. I hate to say it, but I'll tell you again. I told you so. I told you so. And oh, by the way, I told you so. But Man Hour Nation, let me ask you this question. Because at the end of the day, This is my opinions, and I want to hear your opinion, guys. Do you think the Eagles and A.J. Browns can fix this before the season ends? Or is this relationship officially over? Guys, subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. But, can we talk a little bit about the New York Football Giants? Can we talk about the biggest mess, the biggest disaster in the entire NFL? The New York Football Giants? Guys, this team went from quietly flying under the radar to potentially making a playoff team to like, oh my God, they suck, to like, okay, they're not, what is going on? Guys, from firing Brian Daboll to botching up the Russell Wilson situation and now to starting Jameis Winston against the Green Bay Packers, the Giants are falling for life. They're fighting for their life. They're failing at life. They're fighting for their life. As a matter of fact, they don't even know what to do with their life right now. I said it before and I'll say it again. This franchise is lost. Matter of fact, I say it again. The franchise is lost. Guys, let's start with what's happening right now. Interim head coach Mike Kravik, am I saying that name right? Announced that Jameis Wilson will start Sunday if rookie Jackson Dart isn't cleared concussion protocol. Now think about how wild this is. Just think about it. Just a few months ago, Russell Wilson was named starter without competition. He took all the first team reps in camps. He was supposed to be the stabilizing position, and now he's third string quarterback. He's an emergency quarterback. He's not even practicing. They didn't trade him before the trade deadline. They didn't release him. They just buried him on the depth chart. That's not leadership. That's just pure chaos at the end of the day. You could have got something out of the man. And this isn't a quarterback issue. This is an organizational meltdown. Now let's talk about Jackson Dart, because this situation is a little bit serious, right? This kid is being elevated for concussion. For another concussion. And he's been evaluated for four concussions so far this season. Now, he hasn't gotten 4 concussions, but he's been being evaluated for 4 concussions so far this season, including the preseason. 4! That's just not bad luck anymore. This is a health crisis. This is a protect your boy at the end of the day. He took another big hit against Chicago, and even though he tried to come back in, you could tell he wasn't right. He eventually left the game and was ruled out. And here's the scary part. He's only 22 years old. He's young. He's already showing signs of physically toll that's coming up from being being behind this terrible offensive line. You have to protect your investments, and honestly, sitting Jackson Dart this week might be the right call. Matter of fact, sitting him for the rest of the season might even be a better call. But the fact that it has come to this, that your rookie quarterback can't stay upright, says everything how poorly this roster has been built. Now let's address the obvious elephant in the room, Russell Wilson. What a freaking disaster. The Giants signed him to a 1-year, $10.5 million deal and handed him starting job without a competition. 3 games later, benched. Get out of town. He's been sitting behind rookie and now behind Jameis Winston. In a few chances, he has done nothing. 4 of 9 passing, 53 yards, 3 sacks, and no touchdowns. That's it last week. This guy who's supposed to be a leader, a veteran stabilizer, instead an expensive clipboard holder at the end of the day. And here's the part that drives me crazy. The Giants shoulda, coulda, woulda traded him. There were teams out there that shoulda, coulda, woulda used him. There are people out there that were calling about him that they shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? You knew he wasn't a part of the future. You knew the coaching staff had moved on, and you knew the fans didn't like him, but they didn't do it. They didn't do nothing. They didn't even take phone calls about him. That is what dysfunction looks like. That's what poor coaching looks like. That's what poor general management looks like. And so here we are. The New York Football Giants turn into Jameis Winston, a guy who's been sitting third string on the depth chart all season long. To be fair, Winston has made most of these moments in the past. He's actually won his first start in each of his 2 games, or first 2 teams that he played with. 5 touchdowns with the Saints and 3 with the Browns. He's been a good teammate by all accounts. Even their intern head coach says he'll do a great job. I have all the confidence in the world in Jameis. And look, I'll give Jameis Winston credit. You got to give credit where credit is due. He has been a pro's pro. Ever since moving on from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, he has been a mature young man. He's been mentoring Jackson Dart, staying late after practice, helping the young receivers, and being the voice of calm in the storm of nonsense. This is not about Jameis Winston, the player. It's about the decision represents. The Giants are throwing darts at a wall, hoping one sticks. Throwing the spaghetti at the wall, hoping something sticks. Throwing the noodles at the wall, hopefully something sticks. Let's just call it what it is, guys. The New York Giants are failing at life. They fired a head coach midseason, which is totally wrong. They have 3 quarterbacks and no real plan for any of them. The rookie starter is hurt again. Their supposed veteran leadership has been demoted, and now their intern head coach is scrubbing just to make it through week by week. This team has no identity, has no direction, and it has, most importantly, no accountability. And it's just not this season. This has been years of bad decisions that's finally catching up to them. Draft mistakes, coaching carousel, poor leadership from top down. Now they're heading into a game against Green Bay Packers defense that ranks top 5 in the NFL. And they've been doing it with the third-string quarterback who hasn't played nearly almost all year. That's not a game plan. This is simply a prayer. Jameis Winston's been praying to the gods, hopefully I don't get 15 sacks this game. The Giants started Jameis Winston is the perfect symbol of where the franchise is. Lost, desperate, and spinning in circles. From firing Brian Daboll to burying Russell Wilson to risking health to Jackson Dart, this team doesn't know what it's doing. Winston might give them a little bit of smart, but make no mistake, the season's already gone. They're playing for a top draft pick at the end of the day. But man, our nation, people in chat, pigskin pundits, do you think Jameis Winston can save the Giants season or just the latest chapter in the long list of bad decisions in New York? Guys, subscribe, hit the like button, and remember, we are live Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. Now, hit the like button, hit the share button, of course. Share it with a couple friends. But Travis Hunter. Guys, man, our nation, we need to talk about the Jacksonville Jaguars and the rookie Travis Hunter. And I'm going to keep it real simple. Travis Hunter hurt his knee during practicing both ways. Travis Hunter went under the knife today from practicing both ways. He has a torn LCL. And I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to keep it to the point and flat out honest. Travis Hunter does not need to be a two-way player. He does not need to be a two-way player. For the Jacksonville Jaguars fans, Travis Hunter does not need to be a two-way player. I know that's been the hype around him since draft night. I know it was the big story. The Jaguars training up to take a two-way phenomenon who can play both wide receiver and cornerback. But we have to be honest here. He wasn't jumping off the paper on either side of the ball. He could be great on one side of the ball, just not both. Guys, the hype versus reality here. The hype of a two-way player versus the reality of a two-way player. Let's rewind a little bit. The Jaguars took Travis Hunter number 2 overall in this year's draft pick. Everyone said it was revolutionary, a modern version of Deion Sanders or Charles Woodson, a guy who could lock down the best receiver and be one of the best receivers on your roster. But here's the truth. Through 7 games, he was doing a little bit of everything, but not dominating a damn thing. Jack of all trades, master of none. He played 305 snaps on offense, 154 on defense, and a few on special teams. He finished with 28 catches, 298 yards, and a touchdown. Plus, he had 15 tackles and 3 pass breakups on defense. Now, those numbers are not terrible, but they're not top tier either. And when you are the number 2 overall pick, the expectations aren't to be just average. You're meant to be solid. The expectations are for you to be elite. The expectations are you're supposed to be a franchise-changing player. And that's not happening when you're splitting your time, energy, and focus on 2 totally different roles. Now, here's where we get to the breaking point. Literally to the breaking point. Hunter's season ended this week after he went to surgery to repair his ACL in his right knee. The injury happened in practice, and now the Jaguars have been asked a question that they've been avoiding since day one. Was a two-way experiment really worth it? Was risking your franchise player really worth it? Head coach Liam Cohn said it's too early to decide that, but that Hunter will be evaluated in the offseason like every other player. But come on, man. We all know it's coming. Liam said it's premature to talk about his role, but we'll look at the best what he does. Translation, this team is already rethinking the two-way experience. Translation, he's going to pick one side or the other. Translation, we fucked up. And they should. They should be upset about themselves because this isn't college anymore. You cannot play 60 to 80 snaps a game on both ways in the NFL and expect to hold up. The NFL is faster, bigger, stronger, and more physical than anything Trevor Hunter has ever experienced. And when you look at the demands on a receiver's body, the cuts, the speed, the hits, then you add demands of playing cornerback, the footwork, the reaction time, the tackling, it's just too much. Even legends like Deion Sanders says it's nearly impossible in today's game, and he's exactly right. The Jaguars were so focused on being creative and flashy that they forgot the sustainability. You can't build your offense and defense like around one guy playing both ways. Not in a 17-game season, not in the NFL. And here's what needs to happen moving forward. When Travis Hunter returns in 2026, the Jaguars need to pick one side of the ball and let him master it. If he's a wide receiver, great. Work with Trevor Lawrence, refine his routes, make him a matchup nightmare. If he's a cornerback, even better. Make him the next shutdown guy in Jacksonville's Jaguars secondary. But this idea of being him a two-way star is fantasy football thinking. It's not reality. The truth is, the Jaguars got caught up in a headline. They wanted the next must-see player, and instead, they got a rookie who was stretched too thin, got hurt, and never had a chance to really, truly shine. He's talented. There's no question about that. But if you want greatness, you got to let him focus on being great at one thing, not many things. Now, I'll give Leland Cohn some credit. He's handled this whole situation professionally. He has not thrown Travis Hunter under the bus, and he's kept and he's keeping the focus on the team's next game. He said, right now we got to focus on the Chargers and getting the must-win on Sunday. I get it. That is what you want from your head coach. Composure and chaos. But when the offseason hits, Liam is going to have the real decision about how to use Travis Hunter moving forward. And for the sakes of Hunter's health and his career, I hope he makes the right one. Travis Hunter doesn't need to be a two-way player. He is very, very gifted, but splitting time between receiver and cornerback doesn't make him elite. It makes him average at best. The Jaguars need him to pick one side of the ball and commit to it. Let him develop into a star that he's capable of being, and then 3, 4, 5 years down the road, then revisit this two-way player nonsense. But Man Hour Nation, do you guys think Travis Hunter can still be successful as a two-way player in the NFL? Or should the Jaguars make him focus on one position only for the rest of his career? Guys, subscribe, hit the like button. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at youtube.com/manhour. Now, if you be most inclined, sit back and enjoy, because it is time for none of that. It's time for some cold, hard facts, baby. Get some music going, but get some music going, bucket boy. As you guys know, we are transitioning over from the streaming desktop over to the laptop. I'm missing a few things. The music a little bit wonky. But you know what, guys? It's time for some cold, hard facts. If you have not seen this segment before, guys, this is how it works. I'm going to lay it down. Some straight facts, homie. No fluff, no sugarcoating, just keeping it real, undeniable truth about what's going on in the NFL world. When we talk about those cold, hard facts, we're cutting through the noise and getting through what's true. What's happening, what's for real. No room for the debate here because these guys are going to take the bank. So guys, buckle up because we about to drop some knowledge. No overreaction, no exaggeration, just pure, cold, hard facts. Now let's dive in and see what's really happening across the NFL world. Boom, 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 boom. All right, guys, so the first hold card fact of the day, and this one's going to sting for the Buffalo Bills fan nation, Bills Mafia, just a little bit. Guys, the cold hard fact is simple. The Bills should have traded for Chris Olave. They should have traded for him. And because they didn't, they had simply handed away the AFC East title to the New England Patriots. Guys, let's face it. Josh Allen is doing everything he can, but he can't throw it and catch it too. This offense is one-dimensional, predictable, and lacking a true playmaker who can flip a game on one route. Losing Stephon Diggs a couple years ago was a massive hole. And then the front office tried to convince us that everyone could patch it. We got them up with role players. We'll do a bit of Kenan Coleman. We'll do a little bit of James Cook. We'll do a little bit of this. Stop it! That is not a playoff formula. That is not. Matter of fact, you can't even win the AFC East doing what you're doing right now. Chris Olave was the move, period. He was everything this offense needed. Elite separation, smooth route running, and consistent hands. Something that the Buffalo Bills do not have. He was a weapon who makes your quarterback's job easier and forces defense to respect every inch of the field. Imagine this. Close your eyes, Bills Mafia. Imagine Josh Allen dropping back, reading the defense, knowing that Olave is going to be open on 3rd and long. That changes the entire identity of this team. It gives Josh Allen a go-to guy when the blitz is coming, when the pocket collapses and everything is on the line. Without that presence, Josh Allen is forced into hero ball. He's pressing. Right now he is pressing it. He's taking risks, and when that happens, turnovers happen. And when that happens, Josh Allen is not an MVP quarterback. The front office played it safe before the trade deadline, and truth be told, guys, it is going to cost them. The Bills are built to win now, not next year, the year after that, the year after that. Every missed opportunity chips away at this window. You don't waste prime years of Josh Allen by sitting on your hands while they're young. Explosive receiver like Chris Olave was clearly attainable. Other teams made moves to elevate. Buffalo Bills made excuses. And when the dust settled, that pass they didn't throw to Chris Olave, that trade they didn't make, they'll be on the one that defines the entire season. The one that divides a potential playoff miss. Guys, the cold hard fact is simple. The Buffalo Bills should have made this trade. The Buffalo Bills need a receiver. The Buffalo Bills lost the AFC East because they did not make this trade for Chris Olave. But man, our nation, here's a question for you. Do you guys think that the Bills front office failed Josh Allen by not making the move for Chris Olave? Or do you still believe this roster can overcome that mistakes down the stretch and make a push for February? Subscribe, hit the like button, guys. Remember, we're live Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. East Coast time right here at YouTube.com. This is Cold Hard Facts Wednesday. And the next Cold Hard Fact, guys, man, our nation, buckle up for this one. Because we just sit there and dog the New York Giants for a good 10, 15 minutes. We just sit there and just dog everything about the New York Football Giants. But the Cold Hard Fact is this, guys. This is the Cold Hard Fact of the day that's going to make everybody excited. The New York Football Giants should hire John Gruden right now. That is it. The Giants should hire John Gruden. And if they don't, they will stay stuck in the same misery cycle they've been trapped in for the last 10, 15 years. Guys, let's call it what it is. The Giants are soft. They have no identity, no swagger, no accountability. This team's playing like it just be happy to be on the field. They don't. Yes, Jackson Dart is the potential future. Cam Scabado is the future. Looks like a swift Army Knights out there. And the defense, Swiss cheese, right? The defense is just not very good. They got all the names, just not very good, baby. It flashes, but it's never consistent. And the Giants used to stand for something. Toughness, grit, blue-collar football. But now they're just another team trying to figure it out. You don't fix that with another nice guy coach or player's coach or this coach. You fix it with John Gruden, baby. Chucky. John Gruden brings identity, detail, and accountability. 3 things that the locker room needs a starting for. Say what you want about the past, but on the football field, John Gruden knows how to build a successful team. John Gruden knows how to build an offense. John Gruden knows how to develop quarterbacks and set a tone. He doesn't tolerate laziness or excuses, and that's exactly what this is exactly what New York needs. Not just a team, the city of New York needs John Gruden. John Gruden will walk into that locker room, look every player in the eye, and make it clear. You either buy in or you're gone. That's the kind of presence that changes everything. He's also one of the best offensive-minded still available. He's not even coaching. You give him Cam, you give him Malik Neighbors, you give him Jackson Dart, a young quarterback to mold, that offense has become his purpose in the right direction again. Matter of fact, this offense becomes the best offense in the NFC East. Guys, the Giants have spent the last few years playing it safe, trying to please everyone instead of winning football games. It's time to stop worrying about the optics and start worrying about every result. John Gruden wins football games. He builds culture. He brings energy back into the building. Guys, if New York keeps chasing safe hires, that's exactly what they are. The bottom of the division, bottom tier team, and year after year a top 10 pick. Watching other teams pass him by, Gruden gives them a voice, a leader, and a real shot of turning things around. Guys, here's a question for you, man, our nation. Would you hire John Gruden finally to bring back fire to New York Giants? Or is this franchise just too afraid to make that kind of bold step? subscribe, hit the like button, and remember we're live Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. East Coast time, right here at youtube.com. As it is Cold Hard Facts Wednesday. Guys, the cold hard fact is simple. Mike Vrabel will win Coach of the Year. Guys, that's the cold hard fact. Mike Vrabel will win Coach of the Year. Yes, I said it. And as much as I've been dogging the New England Patriots, they've been playing for this all season long. The truth is, Vrabel is doing a masterclass job of what he's got. Let's rewind it a little bit. When the season started, no one had the New England Patriots doing anything. Everyone wrote them off. They said Vrabel was walking into a rebuild, the roster was bare, and this team would be lucky to win 5 games. And yet, here we are. They're competing. They're winning football games. Matter of fact, they're first in the AFC. They're playing physical football, disciplined football, the old school football way, the Vrabel way. That's coaching, that's leadership, and damn it, that's freaking culture. The man walked into a situation where most coaches would have folded. Young quarterback, average skill players, patchwork offensive line, and he turned it into a winning formula. Guys, this is the second cold hard fact for you. Mike Vrabel's making Drake Maye look elite. We're talking about the second-year quarterback who most analysts said would be struggling behind this offensive line, would be struggling with his offense, would be struggling with his receivers. But under Mike Vrabel, Drake Maye looks confident, composed, and quite frankly, a little bit ahead of schedule. Vrabel has built the perfect environment for Drake Maye. A simplified offense, a dominant running game, and a defense that keeps the games close. He's not asking Drake Maye to be Superman. He's asking to be smart, effective, and clutch. And it's working, a.k.a. game manager. That's what great coaching looks like. It hides your weaknesses, maximizes your strengths, and gets everyone believing that they can win any given Sunday. Now, let's just be real. Coach of the Year usually goes to whoever shocks people the most. Last year it was Dan Campbell's culture change. The year before that, it was Brian Daboll reviving the Giants. This year, it's going to be Mike Vrabel. Because what he's doing in New England isn't just surprising, it's flat out impressive. He's winning with mid-level talent, he's developing his quarterback on the fly, and he's rebuilding one of the most disciplined defenses in the league from the ground up. He's got this team believing, and that's something you can take. You cannot fake believing. You cannot fake the culture change. You cannot fake what the New England Patriots are doing right now. But here's my question for you, Man Hour Nation. Is Mike Vrabel officially the best coach in the AFC, the best coach in the NFL right now? Or do you still think there's someone else that deserves Coach of the Year? Because from where I'm sitting at, Mike Vrabel has earned it. Mike Vrabel has been the man, the myth, the legend. Mike Vrabel deserves everything that he has coming to him. And that is Coach of the Year.